Good afternoon, Backyard Garden Pro with you here. It is June the 10th, 2024. Been quite some time since I've done any videos, but going to do a better job here of keeping you guys up to date on what's going on in the garden. In Northwest Louisiana here, it's been very hot, and the last several weeks we have had rain. And unfortunately, it's taken a turn on my garden here. Just want to kind of show you what we got going on here. All right, here's an overview of the garden. It's pretty rough right now. Like I said, we've had tons and tons of rain. I've got a lot of weeds and grass going on here. I need to get the tiller in, need to get my hoe, clean this place up, make it look a lot better. Peppers are really struggling this year here. As you can see, got a couple peppers there. Still getting some celery right here. My kale looked really nice last week, but the heat and the rain has really scorched it. I've got 2 cabbage. They are done. As you can see here, I think I can still salvage this one here. I'm not sure yet. Still be good. Got some Brussels sprouts here that I'll pick today. If you haven't seen how Brussels sprouts grow, this is how they grow here. The big tall stalk, and then the little sprouts grow right along there on the stem. I've got 3 or 4 different types of squash here. I've got regular yellow squash, I've got acorn squash, and butternut squash. These are some final survivors of my red onions here. They're ready to gather here. Going to get these things up today. A few other peppers here, and again, everything is just looking burned from the heat and the rain. Got a few jalapenos here, nice size jalapenos as you can see. Tomatoes also are just burned and eaten up. Got a lot of cherry tomatoes here. I will get these picked here. We just wanted to kind of share with you what we've got. And it's about too hot for squash here. You can see some of these acorn squash here, they've already died. I'll gather those things. I've got burgundy okra here that needs to be picked. You can see here, a lot of burgundy okra. Eggplants over there. Got a lot of okra over there that's too large. And these are my sunflowers. Check this out. This thing has to be at least 12 feet tall, but these are really huge. Just to give you an idea, look at the size of this stalk. I mean, it's this big around, pretty nice there. So the sunflowers are still doing well. So that's it. Going to do a little bit of work here, and I will get back with you to kind of show you what everything looks like once we get the tiller going and get everything picked and the grass and the weeds cleaned up. All right, here's some of these Brussels sprouts, and again, the heat has just about gotten to these things here. But what I do, normally I gather some earlier in the year, but what I do here is just grab them and just snap them off. They snap pretty good. See there, just snap it off. Snap those off like that. Just collect these things in a bucket. What I will do, I love cutting these things in half and sprinkling a little bit of olive oil on it and some Cavender's Greek seasoning and baking these things. So I'm going to go ahead and gather all of these I can, and I will catch you in a few minutes. All right, here's a few Survivor red onions. And normally these things, when they're ready, you can see this one right here, the stalk is falling over. That's kind of the sign that I use to tell me that they're finished growing. These right here, as hot as it is, they're done. You can see the stalk here is just about, it's pretty flimsy, but I just pull these things up like that. Look at that nice onion. This one right here has got 2, so that's okay. And then one last one right here, so some nice onions. The first tool that you need if you have a garden of any size to me is a rear tine tiller. This one here, I've had about 10 years here, works great, does a great job for me. Also, this handy dandy hoe right here that keeps the grass out. And then I get on my knees and I use this small hoe here. This is a very nice tool here for getting really close to the plants. Works really well. I like a garden that is tilled. I've had a lot of people make comments that you know, why don't want to put cardboard down or mulch or use no-till. You know what, I'm totally fine with that. To each his own. I grew up with my grandfather and dad. We had about 20 acres that we farmed with a 1-row John Deere tractor, and we tilled everything, and I enjoy the feel of the dirt on my feet when I'm walking. I love the smell of it, and I like a clean, orderly, nice looking garden. I'm kind of anal about things looking neat and being in their place, and so that's one thing I enjoy here. But if you look here, I've got lots of grass. This is some celery here, So we've got to get all this grass up here. Here's some celery that I've already cut one time that's coming back. A lot of weeds and things in here. Tomatoes. Again, man, the rain and the heat have just done a number here. But I'm going to make a pass with the tiller here. And my plan is, I've got a few peppers here. This is where I had my cabbage. And the cabbage is all done, so the plan is to till all this up here and plant some peanuts. I'm going to plant some peanuts over here too. Not today, just going to work on getting the soil ready here. So anyway, I'm going to get this tiller going here. Be back with you shortly. A lot of folks ask why I use a rear tine tiller. The reason is the wheels up front are pulling in one direction, and I can have my tines actually turned in the opposite direction. So if you look at the dirt up here, look right here when it comes through, how clean it is. This is a really good job. This is just one pass through here. If you use a regular tiller with the front tines, it bounces a lot. Yes, the rear tine tiller does cost more, but to me, it's well worth its money. All right, here's what it looks like after being tilled. I went through here about 3 times. You can see, again, these peppers are really struggling here, but got some grass here. Now what I do, I use this little hoe here. You see there, and just kind of pull that back. Get the weeds there. Then I like to put a little bit of dirt back up next to it there. This is where the cabbage were earlier. So this will be ready to plant next week. Going to try to plant some late peanuts, maybe some late watermelons. So what do I do with this little hoe here? Well, I'm going to try to video this. It's kind of hard to hold and watch it at the same time, but like grass like this, I just take it, get that hoe and pull it up. And when I get pretty close there, like some of this right here, I'll actually take my hand and pull that up. You got to kind of love the soil and enjoy getting a little dirty also. And then I pull a little bit of dirt right back up on top of it there, like that. And here I want to look and see where my stalk is. So I'll see my stalks. I can just take and pull all this back right here. This is about a week and a half's worth of growth here without any work being done to it. Get that all out of the way and then pull that dirt back up on it here. Here's my favorite grass. This is a nut grass. Just about impossible to get rid of. But just pull that back as much as you can. And then again, I get next to the plant with my hand here. I definitely don't want to cut the plant, but I got some little peppers growing there on this one. Looks pretty good. So got all that pulled back, and then again kind of add some dirt back on there to give it a little bit of foundation. So there we go, before and after.